Chasing Hockey, Blue Futon, we're going back in the box with Wild Bill, Jeff Bridges, an old school movie, 1995. Have I seen this movie? No. It's a Twilight Times release, though, so there's only 3,000 units created, and I got one of them! So let's go watch Wild Bill. Now, I'll let you know if Bill was a wild boy. So I just got done watching Wild Bill. What's it about? Well, it's about the infamous story of Wild Bill, of kind of his past, and then how he dies. I really don't know anything about Wild Bill. I mean, guilty. So this movie tells the story of Jeff Bridges plays Wild Bill and kind of what he's done in the past and what he is right now into where he gets killed, and that's David Arquette's character. And it kind of shows his background, who he loved, what girls he was with, who he's killed, were they purpose kills, were they accidental kills, just weird dream sequences. This is a real weird movie, guys. I won't lie, when I see these Twilight Times, I'm thinking like, kind of like Turner Classic movies. And this one is kind of a weird movie to watch. I was expecting something completely different. I mean, Walter Hill has done some pretty good movies in the past and still does some movies today. But this one just felt really weird. I mean, for example, the coherentness of the story to me doesn't make sense because it opens up with like Jeff Bridges talking to an Indian with his dead wife, and all of a sudden they're battling all of a sudden. Then it goes back and forth in time of like him being a sheriff in Cheyenne, him being a sheriff in other parts of the country, and then moving to other parts, and then just him randomly killing people, and then going to another part of the story, and then him killing someone else and going to another part of the story, and then him accidentally killing a sheriff, his own guy, and then he kind of goes in this downhill spiral. And with this downhill spiral, you kind of just don't understand where the story is going. And then when he goes to these Chinese dealers who give him kind of like, drugs, he goes in these weird flashback sequences, of course in black and white, of just weird sequences that some of them don't make sense, like talking to some Native American or Indians that are, just a random dream sequence. You're like, what does that have to do with the story? And with it, that's the biggest fault, is just like the incoherentness of the story. The acting's fine. I like how it looks except the dream sequences because it's a weird black and white grainy, and it took me out of the story completely. If you don't really know a lot about Wild Bill, you're not really going to know a lot about Wild Bill. All you know about this movie is that he's a badass sheriff, he kills a lot of people, and someone's going to kill him at the end. And that's really it. And it's kind of a bummer because I think it could be an interesting story. And this is in Deadwood. It took me like literally halfway through the movie to realize, oh, that might be what the HBO show's about, Deadwood. Because I haven't seen it. I know there's that movie coming out. So I do own Deadwood on Blu-ray, so I haven't watched it, but it makes me want to watch it now just to see what the story's about. Because Wild Bill, this movie with Jeff Bridges, really doesn't give you the full story, in my opinion. And there's a weird sex scene that's like, what's that marching song? We go marching on. There's a sex scene during that song, and he sings it within the background, and even was like no one playing the piano. Now that's a little weird, but this movie was an overall disappointment. I mean, it's a fun movie to watch. I was entertained by all the good characters and actors in this movie, and some good humor. But just the incoherentness of, like, if you don't know this story, you're going to get kind of confused of where these flashbacks are taking you. Are they even part of the story? Do they even matter? And I think that's the main thing. Does this movie matter? I don't think it does. So, Wild Bill will receive a 2 out of 5 Blue Futons, equals at 40%. So let's see the critics' and user scores gave this film. So you have critics at 39%, and there's 23 of them. And the user scores at 27%, and there's 6,000 of them. And here's critic consensus. Crowded with talent on either side of the camera, Wild Bill shoots itself in the foot with a surprisingly muddled take on the story of a titular folk hero. I'll have to agree, there's talent on both sides, just it was an incoherent story, and yeah, that's it. But now I need to really watch Deadwood on HBO because I heard that's the bomb. But do you agree? My 40, the 27, or the 39? Chase like the Blue Futon. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think of Futon Utopia, you Blue Futonians. Thanks for watching, and have a great day. I hate that sometimes you read it and you put the phone down and you talk and you're like, ooh, I got the numbers right, and I did this time. I got the numbers right of the funds. Yeah.